What's up, guys? This is Arham Khan with the DoubleA podcast, and I'm here with Ahmed. We're here recording episode 2 here in the beautiful Zachary Engineering building. The building is like brand spanking new. It's crazy. It's like the epicenter of campus. You know what I'm saying? It is just like the nicest building here on campus. That I've been to anyway. Like this is like just an entire world away from what the biology department has. Like the biology department, man, it's in shambles compared to this place. Like it is crazy. Like this is Dubai, and then the biology department is like freaking Bangladesh, yeah, or like Louisiana or something. I don't know, some poor ass country, man. This place has like what, 4 or 5 stories, 6 stories.
Has 5 stories, and then there's like a garden.
A garden. They got a rooftop garden, man. That's some shit that you post on Instagram, that people be posting on Instagram, and they're like, yeah, hashtag I made it or whatever. That's like some shit that they got here. But it is so crazy. There's so many people. It's like when you think of like a higher learning institution, you go to this place, and then you just see people everywhere and computers and study rooms and shit. It is so cool.
Yeah, I should mention, like, we have like the 3D printing labs. I scan my head here.
Yeah.
And the 3D. Well, I didn't 3D print it, but I might in the future, the near future.
Make a bust. He looks like a Roman emperor. The scanning, it's so funny. It was so cool though. He showed me, and he was doing it for a project. He scanned his whole head, and I was like, "Yo, dude, hook me up with that, man. That looks so dope." It was crazy.
I'm done if you skip your next class.
Yeah, no. Now that we started this, I need to go to class even more.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. But yeah, like it was just this whole place is crazy. I'm still in awe. I just want to like walk around this place and then just look at everything that it has to offer. Like even whenever I got here, like the bike racks, dude. The bike racks, it was just like I couldn't even find a spot. It was just like completely jammed. There was like no space whatsoever. I just had to like move some people's bikes who weren't locked on, who didn't have a lock. So I was like, you snooze, you lose, Bike lock's like $11. You couldn't invest.
Might as well take the bike.
Yeah. I could have done worse. You know what people do here? If you leave your bike, they just leave them in trees. Do you know that?
Yeah. Whenever I first came in, I was just like, I would walk down Houston Street.
Yeah.
And I'd see a bunch of bikes on trees, and I'd be like, what is going on?
Yeah. I wondered that too. I was like, why are there bikes in trees?
Is it raining bikes or something?
Yeah. And I was just, it was weird, man. It was just, this is like someone from a really small town, aka the biology department, coming to like New York, man. This is like, it's just so many people, and there's so many rooms, and there's so many like desks and giant stairs and all this lighting and stuff. It's super dope.
Yeah, I mean, if you took classes here, you wouldn't like it as much, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's just because, like, but the whole idea of, like, if you do anything for, like, too much or, like, every day or something, then you're going to get sick of it. Like, if you eat pizza every day, you're going to get sick of it.
You're also going to get sick, period.
Yeah, that's true.
But, yeah, it's like, the building is nice and all, but, like, the memories attached to it,
The memories.
They're not great memories.
They're not great memories?
Not.
Dang, man.
Just got out of the lab, and, like, the TA, he was just screwing everybody over.
Dang.
Because, like, how you usually turn in your, like, lab report physically?
Yeah.
So, like, with this lab, like, the TA insists that we turn it in both physically and electronically.
So mail it in or email it in or whatever?
It's not even, like, email
or like
eCampus.
Or submit it, or what is it? Submit it on a website?
Yeah, so basically it's like a website, and you have to post it on there, and then the TA has to find you on that website.
That's so weird. That is so weird. What do you mean the TA finds you? That's like something out of a movie. Like,
Yeah,
don't find. It's like, how do I find you? It's like,
Minority
I'll find
Report.
you.
Yeah, like it's so dumb. Like searching for a needle in a haystack, really.
A noodle in a haystack.
And a needle.
I see. A noodle sounds harder.
I mean, probably, yeah. It's the same color.
The same color. Oh yeah, that's true.
So, yeah,
Like,
it's like,
it is what it is. But yeah, man, this building is just really legit. What time did you wake up? Did you stay up after Fajr? Okay, morning prayers.
I woke up for that, and then I went back to sleep.
Yeah.
Woke up at 7:52.
Ooh, 7:52. Okay.
Living on the edge.
Oh yeah.
Made
Yeah.
it to class like 8 minutes late.
Nice. Did you take the bike? Yeah, man. Biking is so much more convenient. Walking or taking the bus, and or both. It's so much better. There's so many pros and cons. Like whenever I was leaving my place on my bike, my place is right next to a bus stop, and the bus was stopped right there, and I was like, I remember, and I saw people getting on the bus, and I was like, I remember when I was a loser like that, and I didn't have my bike.
Peasants.
Yeah, I was like, peasants.
Don't group me with those commoners.
Yeah. And I was
In
like,
bus 15.
yeah.
Smells like an Indian bazaar.
Yeah. Okay, so bus 15, right? The route for 15. The buses that go on there, man, it's just like the main strip. It's just like this main street that it goes down that we live on, and farther down the street, it's just so many damn Indians, bro. Just like so many people that just they're like, it's a lot of like international students, and you can just tell, man. You can just tell by like you can just tell how many like international students live down the street just by looking at the who waits at the bus stop. So, you just see people that just like, you can discern and tell pretty well who's a fob.
The demographic.
Yeah, the demographic. And for those of you guys who don't know, fob, F-O-B, means fresh off the boat. So yeah, you can tell who's a fob and who's not, pretty much. And there's a lot of fobs that live down our street. I mean, nothing against them, but it's just
They grind, bro.
they grind, man. They go hard, bro. They go hard at school, man.
It's like all they do is school.
No, man. Have you seen them on during the weekends, bro? They're out there partying.
They're out there
You know what I'm
bowling
saying? Yeah, they're out there like bowling or something. I don't
or
know.
like cooking something. I
I
don't
don't-
know.
I don't know.
Having house parties.
I don't know, bro. You see a lot of those people just go walk up the street to Northgate, and then they just go to bars and stuff.
No, bro. Not as much as other people though, because like the majority of them are like PhDs.
Studious.
Very
They are studious. They like to do study.
Like
Morning study, evening study, night study, sleep study.
yeah. Like, Yeah. No.
Mhm.
It's they came here, and it wasn't without cost. It wasn't without consequence. Like they had to
Yeah.
pay for it.
Oh yeah. They can't be partying, man. They're here for a reason. They got some serious shit to deal with back
The
home.
stakes are higher.
Yeah, the stakes are very high. The stakes are very high.
They've left behind wives.
Yeah, some of them, honestly, bro.
No,
some
yeah,
of them have
seriously.
for real left behind like wives and like
And families
kids.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
kids sometimes. Some of them, the older ones who are like 30, 35.
Yeah. Mad respect to the fobs.
Yeah,
Man.
mad respect
Mad
to the fobs,
respect.
man.
I aspire to be a fob,
Oh yeah.
or to have the work ethic.
That
of
the
a
work
fob, at
ethic.
least.
Yeah, because you don't want to revert back to talking. Did you ever talk English with an accent whenever you started? Did you? You did.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah,
I did. A very heavy accent.
Really?
Yeah. Like my P's were B's and all that
Nice,
stereotypical
nice.
crap. You
Yeah.
know?
Like you said, Pepsi, Bebsy,
Bebsy.
Bebsy.
Yeah.
Give me Bebsy.
Yeah, no, because like um I basically taught myself English. Like it was just like being immersed in television and reading and like writing and like most of the schools there they teach you English too,
Yeah.
but like to a very like surface level
Yeah,
to where like
They teach you enough to get by.
yeah, to get by exactly. And then like I traveled a lot and then my parents spoke it pretty well too.
Yeah. It's crazy how English is just like the one language that everyone pretty much across the world they know of it or they know a little bit. Like a lot, like most of the countries in the world in their schools they teach a little bit of English. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the statistics, it's like the first like most commonly spoken language is like Mandarin, I think.
Well, yeah, that's
But
just because
that's just because there's a lot of Chinese
yeah,
people.
it's a lot of Chinese people. It's not very widespread. It's really
not
like
distributed.
concentrated in China.
But if you look at English, and it's like not a lot of people in one area speak it.
Oh
but
yeah.
a lot people in a lot of areas, like basically everywhere, people speak English. It's almost like it's become like a universal language.
Yeah, just like Spanish. English and Spanish are both like crazy, man. They're crazy spread out.
Well, maybe here in Texas, not so much in like other
Bro, are you kidding me? In the
other
world?
states,
In the States?
let
In other
alone the
states?
rest of the world. Yeah.
I mean, bro, South America, the US,
Well, that's just because their
Spain,
culture
that's
is.
half of the world, man.
Yeah,
half
I
of
mean,
the
but
world.
like if you look, because like
You know what I'm saying?
it would make sense that South America has Spanish,
Mhm.
but I mean, if you think about it, that's just because like Spain colonized South America.
Well, if you look at this, according to Babbel.com or Babbel
Uh-huh.
magazine, looking at this right now, actually.
He's citing his sources, MLA format.
Yeah. Bro, I forgot how to do MLA format. I need to. I haven't taken a
Brush up.
Nah. I haven't taken an English class in like 2 years, so I don't really require it. But anyways, according to Babbel magazine, which is like Babbel, if you guys that don't, for those of you guys who don't know, Babbel is like it's a website that helps you like learn languages, kind of like Duolingo. And so according to Babbel, there's an article: the 10 most spoken languages in the world. First is obviously Chinese. The number of native speakers at almost 1.2 billion native speakers, roughly a billion of whom speak Mandarin. There's no doubt that it's the most spoken language in the world. Second is Espanol.
Really?
Yes.
Oh wow.
If we were to look at native speakers, Spanish has its nose in front of English with about 400 million speakers.
Wow.
If you want a language that will open up whole continents to you, Spanish is your best bet. English. If you're reading this article, you may be one of the 360 million odd native English speakers, or one of the 500 million people who speak it as a second language. So speaking it as a second language, I'd say it outclasses Spanish.
Yeah,
But
the total number
native speakers, native speakers, bro. That says 360 million odd people. Okay,
on so like
Native
basically the
speakers.
entire population of the U.S.
of the U.S., yeah, but you still have like England, yeah,
England's
Canada.
like how big is England?
I mean,
Canada?
there's
You're
like
right.
55 million or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Canada too, and where else? Where else would?
Well, I mean, a big chunk of the population isn't natives. You know, aren't native speakers.
I mean, it's like a mixture of English and French, isn't it? I don't know.
I'm talking about the U.S. Like a big chunk of people who live in the U.S., they're not native
Yeah,
speakers.
they're not native speakers. There's a lot of immigrants and stuff.
And then Canada, it's like, no, in Canada, they speak English just the same as we do.
Yeah, but they would be native speakers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Except for the Quebecois people, then I guess you
They
consider
speak a
them
lot
as
of-
French.
Yeah, they speak
native
more
French
French.
speakers.
Yeah, they speak more French. Yeah, it's crazy how just like you can have some languages that are just it's crazy how you have some languages that are so not popular, but widespread. More widespread than others. Like there are some languages like you've never even heard the names of. Like there's a bunch of African languages and Asian languages that you've never heard the names of. So somebody will be like, I can speak this random language. I don't know, whatever they speak in it's whatever they speak in the Philippines. I don't think it's called Filipino. It's called something else.
I mean, I don't know.
I forgot. I don't think it's called Filipino, but it's called something else. The language, and I've never heard that name. But it's just crazy how there are languages like that, and then there are also other languages like English and Spanish and Chinese that are just like crazy numbers of people. Like you learn Chinese, you can theoretically you open the door to be able to communicate with like a billion people.
Well, yeah, I just looked at it, and the language is actually Filipino,
Is it
but it's also called Tagalog.
Tagalog? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Tagalog, like if you ask any of these people, like if I ask that guy walking over there, that bald guy, if I ask him, excuse me, sir, have you ever heard of the language Tagalog? He probably wouldn't know what I'm talking about. I don't think.
But I don't know, man. He seems like a pretty educated individual.
Yeah, that's true. That guy's
not unlike our dumbasses.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, it's like there's so many different languages. Like if you look at Africa, it's got like 2,000 languages on the continent. Like the continent specifically is.
How many there's only like what 40 something countries, like 47 countries.
It's not even that much.
Like that. There's
So,
not that many countries.
2,000 on that many countries. It's like whoa.
Bro, how many
do people speak to each other?
Bro, how many counties are in the US? That's got to be like somewhere around there, man. There's like that's like counties in the US versus languages in Africa. Like you can probably compare them. You can probably compare.
That's probably comparable. So like take like a county and then assign it a language.
Yeah.
Put that in Africa.
Yeah.
But like I mean, I'd assume that the languages over there are like fairly similar.
There are 3,007 counties in the US. So yeah, it's pretty wild. So I mean, that's crazy. How do you know that there's 2,000 languages?
Chef Google.
Sheikh Google.
Yeah,
Okay.
he told me.
Okay. Cool. Here you don't just start spewing stuff out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I read it on Fox News.
On Fox News. All right. That's pretty cool.
You gonna fact check me on that?
Nah. I mean, if it's Fox, it's obviously good to go.
Yeah, sounds good.
Fox, it's CNN. If it's InfoWars, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, InfoWars is like our number one source of information.
Yeah, InfoWars is.
Shout out to Alex Jones.
Yeah. Shout out to Alex Jones. That guy's something else, man.
He's a legend.
Have you ever been to the InfoWars like website though? Like, have you ever like seen a video or anything? I've never done that. I just know of Alex Jones.
So like, I had this one assignment for Robler. It was either for Robler or for my 206 class. I think it was for Robler.
So for state government.
Yeah, and so like we had to pull up like an article that was blatantly fake news.
Oh, okay.
And so
you had to analyze it or something about how it was fake.
Yeah, exactly. And so or how it was like biased, I guess. And so like naturally my first response was like, oh, InfoWars. And so I pull up an article and it was like a very like biased article.
Yeah.
Like it was like a Muslim complains that his food has bacon in it. When it doesn't actually, just to get like free food or something like that. And I was like, dang, this is actually like BS.
I don't know.
Pretty sure it's not.
I could see this. I could see that happening.
Yeah, but like I mean, because, just the storytelling was very one-sided.
Okay.
So I was just like, oh, I'll use this. But yeah, I mean, InfoWars, great information source.
Oh yeah.
Like very credible. Reviewed by like the highest level scholars. So like if you ever need I feel like our message might be misinterpreted. Don't go to InfoWars.
Yeah, don't go.
Don't listen to us.
Yeah. Going to the thing about seeing if a Muslim person would be like, "Hey, there's bacon in my thing," and but there's no bacon actually, just to get free food. I don't know, man. I feel like that could be real.
Definitely happen.
happen.
It is in the realm of possibility.
Yep. Just because it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what religion for. Some people are just gonna be like that.
Some people are sleazy, bro.
Some people are sleazy, man. They're gonna be like, "Hey, there's bacon in this." Then they're gonna get mad, and then they're gonna be like, "Let me talk to your manager." The guy's gonna be like, "I am the manager." Things be like, "Oh, okay."
Understandable.
Understandable, yeah. There's some bacon in my food, man. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Let me give you another thing. Turns out the guy's not even a Muslim. He just said that he was a Muslim so that he could complain about having the bacon in there and then get something without bacon.
You're giving them ideas, bro.
Huh?
You're giving them ideas.
Oh yeah, I'm giving them ideas. Yeah.
Restaurants are gonna start running out of business because of this.
Yeah, that's true. Just one person might try it, and that'll probably be it. So.
That will be the end of restaurants, bro. Okay, so like, have you ever been to Roadhouse, Texas Roadhouse?
Yeah.
Once, you have been
once. It was a while ago.
You've had the rolls, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bro, those rolls.
They're so good.
They're crazy.
Yeah, they're so good.
They put crack in those, bro.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, they put something in there. Crazy. It's just crazy how good bread is, isn't it?
Yeah, bread specifically. Just like you could eat bread all day, bro.
Especially like dinner rolls, like yeast, buttery. That's what they're called, yeast dinner rolls.
Yeast?
Yeah.
I mean, all bread has yeast.
No,
in
but
it.
like there's like there's to get different breads, you like do different amounts of yeast so that you get like lighter, fluffier bread versus like a really packed like sourdough or something or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I mean, because like the more yeast you get, then it's just like the more air.
The more airy
so like it gets bubbles and stuff, and it's like
more
fluffy on the inside.
Yeah, like fluffy. It's like tear apart versus like just like regular sandwich.
Brick.
Yeah, versus like being a brick. But it just depends on what kind of bread you want. Is all. It's crazy how okay, bro. It's crazy how the ratios of like anything that has to do with baking. Like baking like cookies or bread, pizza dough, or anything. Like just it only comes down to like 6, 7 ingredients maybe. Usually maybe 5 for like bread and pizza dough. Super simple. Flour, water. And then you can get by with those 3, and then you can just add in like oil or salt and sugar and stuff later, like if you have it. But honestly, you can get away with water, flour, yeast, just to make some bread or some pizza dough. But it's crazy, like whenever you switch up the ratios just a little bit. Excuse me. It's crazy how whenever you shake up the ratios just a little bit, it's like. It changes the entire like product, because like you can have some you can add in like some more yeast to the pizza dough or bread or whatever, and then after that you can and then it'll come out like lighter, fluffier, whatever, and then or you can add in, instead of yeast, you can add in like more flour or something. It'll come out like dry. It'll come out more crumbly and stuff. It's really crazy, and a lot of people like I've tried making pizzas and calzones and stuff a lot, and it's hard, man. It is hard.
Oh yeah, I always mess it up somehow. Something goes wrong.
Have you made pizza before?
No, like just whenever I'm baking, bro. Something
baking
will always go wrong.
Yeah. No, except for that one time you made the sugar cookies. Those are good, man.
But like it wasn't. There was something off. It was like either like it was too thick, or it was like too crumbly, or like it's like at the right temperature. It's fine, right? But like heat it up a bit and it just falls apart.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like something always goes wrong. But the thing is, like, baking your own bread, bro, it's like so much better than like getting it at a store, because like, you go to HEB, for example, the best grocery store.
Yeah.
This message was not sponsored.
Yeah.
And you go get like
toast. This is our opinion, which is very popular.
Yeah, this is our 2 cents. A lot of people agree with us. You get like a bag of sliced bread like, you get the whole wheat option because you're a healthy person.
Because you're healthy.
Yeah. And you know that white bread is stripped of all nutritional value. But it's still got like 20 ingredients.
Yeah.
Like, why do you need, like, bread is just flour, water, yeast, and like a little bit of sugar. Why do you need any more than that?
Salt too. Yeah, that's all you need. But I mean, stuff's cheap. Isn't it crazy how wild how stuff that's made with like 20, 30 different ingredients, like the bread, right? Got like 15 ingredients or whatever. All those ingredients together are still cheaper than the bread that's baked in the bakery, which has like 4 ingredients.
Yeah, no, it's because like it just has to, well, like, shitty food, like in terms of quality, is just in general a lot cheaper than here to get quality food and produce and proteins and stuff like that.
I don't know about the produce part because like vegetables are cheap, man. Like you go to HEB, there's like it's
Depends,
cheap.
man.
Bro,
It really depends on the season.
On the season, but like there's always something that's cheap that you can get that's really healthy versus chips or cookies.
Yeah. But like it also has to, like, fruits, for example, bro. Fruits are more
Fruit is more,
like
especially berries, dude. Berries are crazy expensive.
berries are crazy, mainly because like they're a seasonal thing, but also just because
even in the
very
summer,
fragile.
man. Yeah, even in the summer, man. Whenever they're in season, it's still like compared to like apples or bananas or something, expensive.
Yeah, it's like part of the problem is getting the food to the store. You know.
I mean, they would be more expensive. My guess is just because of like the it's like harder to maintain and to grow them and stuff. It's a higher cost of labor and things like that.
Yeah, it's like.
But I mean, like berries are worth it, man. In my opinion, like just get frozen. Like even if it's not in season, just get frozen berries. They're usually gonna be the same price for frozen throughout the entire year. So then you can just like make smoothies and stuff with that. Smoothies are great, man.
Yeah, no, freezing it is definitely like very convenient, but like it's so much food wasted, transport, and then like also once you buy the food, like just the average American family, right, wastes so much food. I think it was like, so apparently I pulled up a statistic and it was saying like a third of the food produced in the world gets lost or wasted.
Yeah.
A third.
Yeah.
That's enough to feed like
the rest of the world.
The rest of
the rest of the world, or a lot of the rest of the world. People who are in the whole hunger problem. It's like you don't have to make more food, dude. Just don't waste the food. We have enough food, but we just waste it. Is all.
Yeah, and the crazy part is
I hate wasting food.
Yeah.
I hate wasting food.
Here's another crazy thing.
Yeah.
Like first world countries and third world countries waste basically the same amount of food.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's, I don't know. Everyone wants to get behind the whole, yeah, man, we got to stop world hunger and all this stuff. And right after that, they'll throw out like a half-eaten banana or something or whatever, They'll just start eating stuff. I mean, people, it's just like food looks so good, your eyes are bigger than your stomach,
That's very true, bro. Your eyes are empty, bro.
Yeah,
is what we say.
Yeah, for real.
In the home country.
In the old country.
In the motherland.
In the motherland. Is that a proverb or a saying or something?
L'Ain Farra. It's like the eye is empty.
The eye is empty.
Basically, it's just like, and there's like a hadith about it too. It's like like a son of Adam, will just keep seeking. Like if he gets like a valley of gold, he'll look for 2 valleys of gold, and if he gets 2 valleys of gold, then he'll look for even more gold, and then in the end, all that will fill his hands is dirt, or something like that. So it's just like you're always looking for more. You're never satisfied with what you have, and like even though that pecan pie looks like You look at it and you're like, yeah, I could eat all the whole thing
Oh man,
easily, one sitting.
going back to the pecan pie, man. Oh, how you gonna do me like that, bro?
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I could finish this in one sitting, and
Yeah.
then you eat like half of it.
And you're like, kill me.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't want any of this, and then you end up throwing it away.
Yeah, yeah. It's just people. I feel like honestly, if people just they have food, right, then they, instead of throwing it away, they can, because there's plenty of like different recipes and whatnot that older food that hasn't been eaten or whatever. Then you can just like bring it back or something. Pretty much bring food back from the.
Well, it's been killed already.
The bread has been killed. The bread has been killed.
Yeah.
Okay. The bread has been killed.
The yeast has been.
The yeast.
Isn't it crazy that yeast is a living thing?
Yeah. Well, they just that's what make all the bubbles. They eat the sugar.
Yeah,
They eat the sugar and then they make carbon dioxide. It's like whenever you have like pizza dough or bread dough or whatever, and then you just put it in a bowl somewhere to rest, and then you come back like an hour or two later, and it's just huge. It's like a cloud. It's so cool. It's so cool to watch, man. I never get tired of it, like ever.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa! I just broke the laws of thermodynamics and created more mass than I started with.
Yeah, that's what it looks
But
like.
that's what it looks like, at least. Yeah. But
Is that what they taught you? Is that how they taught you guys in thermodynamics? With they taught you guys with pizza dough.
Pizza dough.
Uh-huh.
The guy brought a thing to the lecture.
Uh-huh.
We just sat there and watched it for 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
No. I mean, if that actually happened, I would just leave. Yeah, it's an 8 a.m. lecture. I don't have time for this.
But you wouldn't be there, right?
Huh?
You wouldn't be there in the first place. Wouldn't.
That's a very good chance.
Possibility.
Too. Very good possibility. Yeah, I mean, there's a very good chance that you won't find me there. But I mean, there's no one to call me out on it.
Yeah. Instead of being at class, you can find him in the gym.
Of course.
In the gym.
Or still asleep.
Or still asleep. Or in the gym.
Yeah.
Or still asleep. Or in the bathroom.
Making
or in the
breakfast.
Yeah, making breakfast.
You know, another part of the food waste problem.
Yeah.
Is expiration dates. Well, they're not really expiration dates. It's just like sell-by dates.
Yeah.
People take those too seriously.
Yeah, it'll be like a day after, It's because not everything's like milk, right? You can't just open it up and be like, "Oh yeah, it smells fine." It smells fine, but like they'll see like the date on it, and then they just won't want to open the package just to see if it's like stale or whatever. And it'll be like a day after, 2 days after. It's like, dude, it's not that bad,
No, but usually sell-by dates are like not even a guideline for the consumer. They're just a guideline for the person selling the produce.
Yeah, but
because like you don't want to sell food that's like on its last day.
Yeah.
You want to sell food that's at least good for like another week after you buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know, people just, they just look for the date and then like, okay, I have to eat it by this time tomorrow or whatever. I have to eat it by Friday or whatever. But all the truth is, it can, if it expires on Friday, you can probably write it out till Sunday, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Be fine.
Just, I mean, obviously use common sense. Milk. You can't like open your milk carton without gagging.
Yeah.
Then I don't think you should drink it. Or if you're like raw chicken smells like ass, then then throw it out.
Yeah, if you've been thawing out chicken in the fridge for like a week.
Just don't cook it, man. Don't take the risk.
And then you try and freeze it again, and then you cook it later. It's like, nah, dude, don't do that, man. That's the problem. That's the problem right there. We just need more education on like how to make like not last longer, but in our minds. You know what I'm saying? Like change the what's it called? Change the conception not the conception. What's it called? Yeah,
Change the, I guess,
the way of thinking that everybody,
perspective.
the perspective. No, there's a
There's a word for it.
it.
I know what you're trying to say.
The collective way of thinking.
Collective consciousness.
Yeah, the collective
Sure.
consciousness.
The
of-
hive mind.
Yeah, the hive mind of just how to like keep how to appreciate food more. You know, buy like you can buy less food, and you know if you buy less food, you can finish it all in that week, and then also you save money too.
Back to the thing with the common sense. One of my friend's roommates, one time he's also like a fob, he's an international student. So he like got frozen chicken, defrosted it in
Yeah.
the microwave,
Ew.
then left it out overnight.
Ew.
then
Just
cook-
leave it out overnight. You don't need to microwave it.
After it's been microwaved, and then cooked it the next day.
Ew, that's kind of nasty.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
Put it in the fridge.
I'm sure he's a brilliant guy, but
Cooking is not his strong suit.
not as strong. Leave the cooking to his wife, I guess,
Yeah.
back home.
Yeah, that's kind of
Send him
sexist.
some.
That's kind of sexist, bro.
My bad. Are you gonna call the police on me?
I'm just
That's
saying.
JW police.
Yeah, you know,
Nah,
I'm just saying. I mean, you know, obviously.
I mean,
some-
back there,
a lot of people can't cook, man. A lot of people can't cook.
where he comes from.
He comes from
I mean,
from
that's
his motherland.
from his motherland. 99% of the time is gonna be his wife cooking.
Yeah, but she probably already knows how to make some.
Yeah,
She probably already knows.
and then he's just like,
So he's
help
like-
me.
So he's like, you know, it's all good.
He never saw the need to learn how to cook
Yeah.
until now.
I personally, I really love cooking, dude. Cooking is like, cause like I'm a fat boy. You know what I'm saying?
Not
love-
fat,
I'm a fat.
big boned.
I'm a big boned motherfucker. You know, like big bone. Like I really love food.
Yeah, this man outweighs me by 30 pounds.
Oh, how much do you weigh right now?
179,
I'm at 30, so
like 50 pounds.
55.
Yeah,
5.
this
Okay.
man like can kill me just by being around me.
By flicking a booger at you.
Yeah. His gravitational field is too strong.
No, weight doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter how much I weigh. If you know some jujitsu, then you can, you know, it doesn't matter. You get somebody on the ground.
But you're
This-
also ahead of me in that regard too.
Yeah, that's true. But if we're on equal footing in terms of that,
Level playing field.
yeah, if we're on a level playing field in terms of that, or if like you just get any other 230-pound guy here that doesn't know, and I teach you a couple moves right here, right now, then you can probably you know probably take him out. It's
nice.
it's I was watching there was one podcast with Joe Rogan and Jocko Willink, and they were talking about and he said
those assassins,
yeah he said it's
the
just
nerd assassins.
yeah he just said it's a bunch of assassin nerds,
Yeah.
nerd assassins, and I was like, you know, and before, and this was like the first time that I had heard it, I was like, oh, that's interesting, but I had never been, and then I went to jiu-jitsu, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty true. There were some people that weren't like that, but there were some other people that were definitely like nerd assassins. It
It's
was
like
crazy.
a bunch of 140-pound.
Yeah,
you know,
I was
skinny
yeah,
guys.
I was the heaviest guy. I was like the heaviest guy there until this other guy came in. He was some freshman. I think he was in the Corps, but I'm not sure. He was like from the Army or something. So he was like my size. So it was fun for me to practice with somebody who was like my size and roll with someone who was my size, because otherwise, you know, I don't have to worry about like being careful or like controlling my.
He has to
ins-
operate at like 20% of his power.
No, but it's just like, I don't know. It's a different like dynamic whenever you're whenever you're rolling with someone who's like lighter. You know, you outweigh them by like 30 pounds or something. Like
You gotta be careful.
not like you have to be careful. Like you can still go hard, but like you just I would say. Yeah, I would have to say you have to be like a little bit careful, I guess, just so you don't like kill the
Crush 'em.
person. Not crush them, but like just so you don't like kill the person. Like you still want to keep pressure on and stuff. But I mean, if they're the same weight, then you just feel more comfortable. You feel more comfortable because they're the
There's
same
no
size.
danger.
There's no danger. You know, like they can take it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
They can take everything you can dish out. So, but yeah, so that guy, he came in. He was really cool, and so we rolled for that day, and then he came another day, and then but I haven't been in. Oh man, I haven't been break, so I'm pretty pissed at myself for not going. Because I try and go on Tuesday and Thursday, but no, it is what it is. Last week I was sick, so I would say I had a good, not an excuse, but a good reason to be gone. But the week that we got back from spring break, I was just lazy. I was just a lazy fuck, and I didn't want to go. Whenever I would look at my phone, it would be like 4:30, and I was like, oh, I should probably get going. But I was watching YouTube, and I was like, oh, I'll go on Thursday. And then Thursday rolled around, and then I was like, oh, I'll go on Tuesday. So, you know, it was just like a vicious
cycle.
Vicious cycle
I definitely
of
feel
that. So yeah, but I'm gonna try and go tomorrow. Hopefully, I should be able to make it. I don't have class. I'm done with class at like 12:20 tomorrow. So I'm at 5. So I should be able to make it theoretically.
Better.
Yeah, theoretically.
Next episode, we're gonna cover whether or not you went.
Cover whether or not. Okay.
You went to jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
To hold you accountable.
Okay. I feel that. But yeah. So trying to get. I once I got into it, really, I started talking about it with some other friends, and they were talking about considering it. And I got really excited for next year. They were like, "Yeah, might check it out for next year."
Wait, was it jiu-jitsu or boxing?
Both of them. Any one of them. I was excited, and
got motivators now.
Yeah. I got motivated to go back.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, definitely having people that like, you know, they're your friends, and then they can be like your competition too. You see them get better, and you're like, oh shit, man, they've gotten better than me at my own game.
Yeah.
And now you got to step up your own game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really great. I really love that about the whole competitive. Like I haven't really been competing with anyone since swimming in high school. That was like, you know, competition is a great thing.
Not even school-wise?
Nah. Or I haven't competed with anyone school-wise like for the past 2 years. Not really. Because I don't really like know.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone in my major that's like, well, one of my friends is in my major, but like we don't have any of the same classes. But you know, besides that, I don't really know I don't really talk to anyone in my classes. I just kind of go to class. I don't like talking to people in classes.
If even that.
Yep. If even that. No, but like whenever I go to class, man, it's like I don't want to talk to people because I already know that like whenever you talk to people in class, it's just like they're that's not who they really are. You know what I'm saying?
I think they're putting up a disguise, like a mask.
Not a disguise, but just like it's a different. It's a
professional setting, I guess you could say.
It's more of a professional setting. You have to be nice to everybody. I don't want to be nice to everybody, dude. I don't want to be nice to everybody.
Well, it depends on the kind of person. It's like if they treat you with respect, you treat them with respect.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I'm gonna treat everybody with respect. Obviously, treat others how you want to be treated.
Exactly.
Obviously, but I don't want to.
I want to be treated like Alex Jones.
Okay. You can be okay, so in that case you can be treated as the greatest man born of this millennia.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
The new Messiah.
Okay. I didn't say that. You did. But yeah, so anyways.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. From Ahmed, not me. Keep that in mind. No, but so with the whole What was I on about, bro?
People in class and
Yeah,
they're
people
a
in
different
class.
person.
Yeah, people in class. I know that talking to people in class is like the best way to start making friends and stuff and start knowing people. But I really don't want to, man. Not that I'm antisocial or anything. I can make friends, but I don't want to just ask. Literally, it's the same questions. Have you ever noticed that? It's always the same question. What's your name? This. How? It's like, oh, are you a sophomore? Yeah. What's your major? Oh, what classes are you taking? This with this prof. Oh, uh, and then after that, it's just like stuff about school. Like, dude, I don't want to talk about school.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of like a gateway because you don't really walk up to somebody and know what they're into immediately, you know? They're not nobody's
Yeah.
going to walk up to you and be like, "Hey, just by looking at you, I can tell you like Red Hot Chili Peppers, you know?"
Yeah. AKA one of the greatest bands ever. If you guys don't know Red Hot Chili Peppers, please check them out. They're great.
Oh yeah. Heavily and this episode is
No sponsors. Stop saying sponsors, bro.
one day.
One day, no, not yet though.
Anthony Kiedis, if you're listening, I love you.
But anyways, but yeah, like I don't always those same questions, man. So what I've been doing, if I ever meet anyone new and I ask them obviously those questions, but after that, I just kind of like flip it around and I'm like, so what do you do for fun? What do you like to do for fun?
Mm.
Like, what shows do you watch? Do you watch any movies? What do you like to do? Play video games? Do you play sports? What do you do? So I just think it's way more interesting to hear what people like to do for fun, because like
Definitely.
because like you can see someone, like you can see someone who's like some, uh, really big, like he used to play football in high school or something, and then be like, but you never know. You would just think that he likes to play football and do like meathead stuff, but you'll never know until you ask him, hey, what do you do for fun? And then he's like, I've been playing piano for 8 years.
I read Russian novels.
Yeah, I read Russian theory and novels and stuff, you know?
Dostoevsky is my favorite.
Yeah. He said, I read Russian poetry and I'm going to Russia or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I've been playing piano for 8 years, and it's like, wow, I never would have guessed. I just like to hear what people like to do.
Hmm. In college is, I mean, like going into college, people don't really know what they like, you know? It's like college is where people figure out
Yeah.
what they like.
Yeah, because like before, I wouldn't have done boxing or jujitsu or honestly just like listening to podcasts. Well, and then just like listening to also stand up comedy. I didn't really know, I didn't watch any stand up until I got on Netflix during my freshman year, and I just kept watching comedy specials, and I loved it. I love it so much.
Yeah, whenever I was in high school, man, I was like the most one-sided character.
Really? How?
Like
so?
the most not one-dimensional.
How so?
And it's just because like my daily schedule consisted of studying and playing video games, and like that's a wrap.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
would.
didn't
Yeah,
do much.
I mean, yeah, I didn't do much either. I pretty much did. I went to school, I studied, so that's one thing. And I played video games, which is two things. And then on top of that, I would do swimming for school, and then I would work out. And then that was pretty much it. So
Yeah.
I was
Like
dimensional
basically
as well.
my only, like I wouldn't even call it a hobby. It was just something
Yeah, man,
to
no
pass
hobbies,
time.
no hobbies, yeah, no
Was
pastimes.
was like
I would-
running,
Yeah, running.
and I
Yeah.
didn't even like it. I just kind of did it to be healthy.
To be healthy, yeah. Yeah, it's cool picking up hobbies. It is really
Sure.
cool. Like this is a hobby.
Definitely.
That's one hobby that we have. One of the hobbies that I picked up was like I was talking about earlier, how like I really got into stand up last year, stand up comedy. So then 3 weeks ago, I started writing jokes and stuff. This is all just in the planning. Who knows?
No
Because there's
specials yet.
no specials yet. But but now I just like I watch some YouTube videos, and then over like what people do. Like some of my favorite comedians, like Dave Chappelle. Bill Burr, Joe Rogan. Those guys are like some of my favorites. And like how people, they just like if they notice something, then they write it down. Like if I notice something funny or peculiar that I think about, then I'll put it down in my notes in my phone, and then I have a notebook that I can expand on. Andrew Schultz. Andrew Schultz is also some comedian. He's so funny, dude. But he doesn't have any Netflix specials or anything. He just puts his stuff straight on YouTube. It's great.
Wow.
It's great. He's hilarious. He's definitely in my top 3. But yeah, so I just started writing jokes and stuff, and just got into the habit of writing observations and things like that. And then whenever I have the time, I take out my notebook, like during the weekends, or if I don't have anything else to do, then I'll just take out that notebook, I'll pop it out, grab my pen, I'll open up the notes in my phone, and then I'll just start writing, and then just start elaborating on jokes, and then try and think of stuff. So yeah, I really want to do because they opened up a comedy club here in College Station, like, or in I think it is, same thing pretty much.
It was this summer, I think.
It was
when it opened up.
It was in September, yeah. It was this last September.
Yeah.
So but yeah, so they opened it up, and I mean, since it's a comedy club, I would guess that they have open mics. It's not that big of a place, so they don't really have like a website or something. I don't know. I have to like
Call them up.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to call them up and be like, "Yo, when's your open mic?
What's poppin'?
Yeah, where's my spot?"
The thing is with hobbies in college, it's like it's all about prioritizing, and in college, it's just a lot of things you gotta juggle. It's a lot of things you gotta prioritize. Do you want to do homework?
Yeah.
Do you wanna work out? Do you want to like cook? Do you want to hang out with your friends?
Right.
Do you want to pursue your own hobbies? It's just like so many things that you have to juggle. And it's like sometimes you have to take some things out. You have to compromise. You can't always get everything.
Yeah. It's hard though, dude. It's hard to make those like sacrifices and whatnot.
Yeah. It takes a lot of willpower.
Oh yeah.
So like,
oh yeah.
do something you'd rather not do versus something that you actually like really want to do. But the end goal is to be able to provide. The end goal is to be able to like live a life where you can do what you love.
Yeah.
And right now it's just gonna suck for the moment, but in the end, the main objective is to be able to like sustain a life where you can do what you want.
Yeah. Got to get through the suck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just got to get through the
4 to 5 years of suck.
Yeah, you got to get through the shitty times.
Oh, and then for you, it's even more though.
Oh yeah. I got
You got a while.
Yeah, I got 6 years of shitty times versus, or I don't know. I guess if you want to count residency, then that's like 8 years.
Basically, how long are you still not? How long till you become a doctor?
I'm gonna be, I don't know, dude.
If everything goes perfectly.
If everything goes perfectly,
Get
I
into
will.
med school.
Okay, so
all
I'm
that stuff.
20 right now. Graduate, I'm 22. By the time I get out of med school, I'm 26. Theoretically, probably 27. Just to like add in the year.
Error.
Yeah, some error. Like if I get held up, like if I don't take my MCAT or if I don't do it as well or something. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like 26, 27. That's like best case scenario. But a lot of people, what's been happening now is a lot of people after they graduate, they wait after they graduate to apply to med school. They
take like a gap year.
After they graduate, they take like a gap year, or they take a gap year to either just like relax or to like pursue like hobbies or whatever, or either that or they do like go do some research. You know what I'm saying? They just get like more qualified pretty much. And like med schools now, from what I've seen, and from like it's not really research because I don't look at that stuff proactively, but stuff that happens
to get out.
Yeah, stuff that happens to come by and I see it on my phone. It just says that med schools now are like, they like older people they like their applicants to be older. So like the average applicant age over like the last, I think it's like I forgot what the website was or something. It was really cool, and I forgot, it was some very very credible source, but I totally forgot what it was. And they said
Infowars.
no, not Infowars. Hopefully not. I don't know. It might have been. If it's not, then I'm just speaking some bullshit. But I don't think it was. I don't think so. But yeah, it was some really credible source. I forgot, and they said that the average applicant age, it goes up. It's like in the past 10 years or 20 years, it's increased by like 2 or 3 years, I believe.
Whoa.
Something like that.
To med school?
Yeah, so like people who are like 23, 24, they're applying versus people who are 22 just graduating, you know?
That's pretty crazy.
And also med schools, they're like, they want those people to be older. I don't know why. 2, 3 years, it doesn't make that much of a difference. Like you're 22, you should be mature enough to go to med school or whatever. I don't know why.
Well, maybe it's not
like
about
that.
maturity as much as it is about like professional experience, you know?
Yeah, I guess
think that's
that
what
would
it
be
is.
the only explanation. But I mean, it's like,
Because in those 1 or 2 years, you know, you can get a decent amount of work experience.
yeah, like a friend of mine, he's going to school in Lubbock at Texas Tech at the medical school over there. And after he graduated from here, he did research for a year in Houston. And then after that, he so it's I mean, you know, a lot of people take a gap year, stuff like that. They just take time to do their own thing, either to do research or maybe they just want to travel or whatever.
Yeah, and from what I've heard, like doing like school is just generally more boring and it's like worse than actually being out there in the real world and doing things, because like it's not as I guess strict.
Yeah.
And like things make more sense.
Yeah.
It's not a bunch of redundant shit that you have to go through.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But like in context of, yeah, I would agree with that. Just in context of med school, it's like, I don't know why. Yeah, I guess if someone like they graduated but they don't have all that much experience yet, then they go do research or whatever. Like they didn't do research as an undergrad or something. So then that would be like the only. But I mean, yeah, that would be the only explanation, I would guess. So yeah, I need to get on that, man. I need to start doing some research or something.
Yeah.
Start messing with mice and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just like look at like I would suggest you just like look into what you can do that you like actually want to do. That med schools will be like, oh dang, this is really cool. And then, you know, when you have something that you really like, then you can talk about it very passionately.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
med schools will be like, oh yeah, this guy knows this shit.
Yeah. Tying back to the hobbies, like this would be one. I guess. This podcast, walk into the interview. So, what's something cool about yourself? I have a podcast. Oh, well, that's interesting. And then so on. You know what I'm saying?
And then they tune in, and then they're like, yeah, this guy's bonkers.
Yeah. And then they're like, and then they tune in, and then they listen to us talking right now, and then they're like, yeah, where's this file? Throw it out.
Yeah, it's hard.
Throw it out right now. Throw it out right now. We're not taking this guy. This guy's crazy.
Got a couple screws loose.
Yeah, he's got a couple screws. This guy's a moron. How did he get here? How's he so good looking? No.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's I think that's a good thing about what would happen. But yeah, coming back to hobbies, you know, another one would just be stand up. Hopefully by that time I'll have gone on stage a little bit. That would be cool. I would really love to do that. I still have ways to go though, but you know, by that time, hopefully I'll be like, yeah, I like to do stand up. I've done some open mics and whatnot, and I think after that, I don't know how far I would be in terms of piano later in a couple years, but For those of you guys who don't know, I stole Emma's keyboard.
You stole it.
Yeah, I stole the keyboard. Stole this keyboard, and because I've been wanting to teach myself piano. Because one of my sister's friends, she taught herself piano. My sister told me that she learned piano by herself just by YouTube and stuff. And I was like, so it's possible. So I kept thinking that it's possible, and then I just kept listening. And then I think a couple weeks ago, I started listening to piano versions of some of my favorite songs and stuff, and intros to some of the shows that I like and stuff. And I was like, man, this is so cool. I would love to be able to play this. So then I just got to like watching YouTube videos about piano and stuff. And then I guess some other hobbies would be boxing and jiu-jitsu and stuff. Just, they like you to be well-rounded.
Oh, yeah.
They like you to be well-rounded. But like, it's
Don't just be like a GPA and a transcript. Don't be like a walking transcript.
yeah. But I mean, like, it's not everyone can
Fit in all that stuff.
fit in all that stuff. Like, who knows? Maybe like in 2 years, I might have dropped like 3 of those things, gone with one. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah,
But
that's the thing with college. It's just like
it's hard.
you like try things out, see if you like them. If you like them, you keep them. If you don't like them, you throw them out.
Yeah, that's true. So far I like them, but you know what I'm saying? Later on, like maybe next semester or something, then if I don't have enough time to do one thing, I'm gonna have to pick one thing or another. But in a perfect world, I would be able to stick with all of them consistently and go to school and work out and eat healthy and all this good stuff.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. No, I'm joking.
You don't think so? Huh? I don't know. It might take me a while, but I think I can do it.
Nah, we'll get the hang of it eventually.
Yeah.
So I think we should cut off now.
Yeah. Getting late. We got to go do some studious stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's got to go to class. Your class is at 11:30. You said.
Yeah, but I can go to my 150. It's no problem.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
No rush.
so this has been episode 2 of the DoubleA podcast with Arham and Ahmed. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in, and you can find us on SoundCloud and YouTube with our awesome signature logo. It looks pretty legit, don't you think?
Yeah,
I think it looks good, man.
For an amateur image, if graphic designers myself, I take pride in it.
Yeah. So we had a good time.
We watched like 3 YouTube videos last night on how to make it.
Yeah. So we've had a blast recording these. We've had a lot of fun. So now we're just gonna cut this off. Thank you guys for listening. Let us know any like criticism or whatever. We'll take any kind of feedback. And also, if you guys have any questions or something that we can answer, that we can talk about, then do that too. All right, guys. Thank you.
Peace.